Excuse me. I'm Turk Strongman at Toronto Amateur. Thank you for selecting this video on, I'll call it spiritual materialism, a working title for now. Before I continue, subscribe to the channel. Before I continue, do that. Like now. Activate the notification bell feature at the same time. Share the joy of the channel with others, at least by giving this video a thumb up. Comment courteously below. Now, what do I mean by spiritual materialism? It's a term used by, I found it in a book. I believe it was called Cutting Through Spiritual Materialism by Chogyam Trungpa. It might have been Tibetan. All right. I'm going to sum up some of what I found in that book. It's very useful here. You need to know. Spiritual materialism. It's not clear what that means just from hearing it. So, I guess just talking about it is going to make it clear. There's no really good way to define it. Alright, so it happens in a lot of ways. Just to get at least one of them, let's say you're growing, you're experiencing inner growth, personal evolution. True selfhood is recognized by you. You're gaining mastery of self by self, etc. Does this change how you feel about yourself? How are you supposed to feel about that? What are you going to do with that? How do you think about other people and yourself? Your status. Your status. Maybe you would start wondering if you're more spiritual than the monk who lives next door. Maybe you feel prone to walking around pompous. I'm developing. I'm moving forward faster than other people. Or, these other people, these monks over there in Tibet or whatever, Thailand, they sit around and meditate and chant all day. They must be really far ahead of me. All of that, especially if you're feeling like you're getting ahead of the other people with it. I'm on a spiritual path. You're not. I'm a better person than you are. I'm further along. I know things that you don't know. You're a heathen. Well, anything like that, not good. Not good. Let's say you have some aha experiences, maybe even a moment of sudden inner leap forward that leaves you feeling changed. Does that mean going around feeling like you've been chosen? That you had something special happen? That you're better than the next guy who didn't have that experience now? You're ahead? All such interpretations of your growth, all such assessments of it, are not only just a potential distraction, they actually have a negative effect, a strong one. You want to jeopardize, stall, stop, move backwards on your path? There's a way to do it. That's not overcoming your identity with false ego. Any of that kind of stuff further crystallizes it. Well, that's not going to do you very good in moving toward true selfhood, identifying with the true ego, the false ego identity with the false ego structure must diminish as identity with the true self filters in. You hold on to your false ego, you're going to hurt yourself. You're going to hurt yourself. You're at least going to damage your progress. You might end up insane. Anytime any thoughts like what I was just describing, start to come up, if they do, then they probably will. A little bit of pride in your progress. A little bit of patting yourself on the back for instrumenting, managing your own self-development. Any of this kind of thinking comes up, replace it with what you're doing. Do not get caught up in phenomena, any phenomena that may come from your sojourn, or senses of pride, comparing yourself with others, any of that in connection with your sojourn. Don't do it. Focus back on what you're doing. That's what there is to do in any of these cases. Focus back on what you're doing. That's all. You start thinking about the results for you. Patting yourself on the back. You're not on the path at that moment. No. Those things have nothing to do with it. All right. There you go. Those things fall under the umbrella name of spiritual materialism. Another one is building up, is evidenced, strongly evidenced by somebody who builds up a huge library of occult literature, spiritual books, self-help, this, that, just keep on reviewing it, studying all of it, building up your resources, have lots of material on hand. Very nice library. And you might have read all of it, but you never do anything with it. And you're waiting. You're waiting for the right one. You're waiting for your guru to show up, whatever. And you feel like you're growing. You read through a book of practical instruction, relevant practical instruction, and you kind of like, instead of actually doing the work in the book, you run it through your mind. You give it a little half-hearted, one-time, like thought experiment. And then you move on to the next thing. You read all this material. You've absorbed a lot of it. You could run somebody else through it. Tell them what to do. And you start acting like you're blissed out all the time. That's another form of spiritual materialism. All you're doing is gathering a lot of information, but you never actually follow through. But you think you're becoming a very spiritual being. You're transcending, you're ascending, you're whatever, because you have a lot of material and you can talk. All the spirits will talk. You can out-talk everybody you know. They come to you when they have questions. You're the big shot. And you're fooling yourself. That's all you're doing. You've replaced actual work of your own progress with gathering together a lot of talk. That's like you're talking the talk, but you're not walking the walk. There you go. There you go. So be aware of that. Avoid it. Avoid it by staying focused on what you're doing. There you go. Activate the notification bell feature while you subscribe. Give the video a thumb up. That's the first step in sharing the joy of this channel with others. Comment courteously below. This is the Ron T. Ramacharaga. I'm Church Strongman. Be well.